It's late. I guess maybe I wouldn't have been late at all if I'd kept my mouth shut when I come here. Anyway, a meeting like this is very informal, and so you can feel free to set the agenda. I'll try to answer your questions, and maybe sometimes you just might want to tell me your opinion on something. You'll see me take a few notes because after you have 5 of these meetings, you kind of forgot what was said this morning at 10 o'clock in some other town, you know. Anyway, one of the things that I think I always need to explain when I'm in Iowa on a weekday is what am I doing here instead of in Washington. But we're not in session this week, so it gives me an opportunity to have town meetings. So I'm up here in northwest Iowa for 19 counties. So I'm glad to be able to do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then next week we'll be in session until Easter, and then we'll have a little bit of time off at Easter, and then we're in session again and again and again. You know, we have these breaks every once in a while. Another thing I like to tell people, if you haven't come to these meetings, whatever you want to bring up, you can bring up. But I come in the spirit of representative government. To me, that means that if you're going to have representative government, you've got to have dialogue between those of the elected and people like you that we serve. So you come to meetings like this, it's obvious you want to do that too, but I also encourage you and people that aren't here, when you can't communicate with me, to write me letters or email me. And since I brag about answering every letter, if you don't get an answer to your letter, write me a nasty letter and ask me why I didn't answer your letter, because I want to keep that promise. One other thing, and then we'll go to your questions. Well, no, there's something about the questions. I had this problem at noon, and somebody asked me a question. I thought I understood the question, and I answered it, and he never said anything. And then I was reading my notes in the car. Well, actually, at this meeting, he was taking the notes. I was reading his notes in the car, and I said, you know what? I misinterpreted what that guy was interested in. So if you ask me a question and I don't get it, don't be afraid to tell me, because I got to write that guy a letter now, and I wouldn't have to do that otherwise. But just in case that you're one of these people that wonders why Grassley doesn't speak on this or that, or maybe you don't hear me raising Cain on something you're mad about, the answer to that is that if they don't put it in the press or TV, you don't see it. But so I can direct you now over the last several years to my website. So grassley.senate.gov gives you an opportunity to see what I've spoken on the floor, or some speeches I've given, or press releases I've put out.